Some of y'all may not be old enough to remember television show The Odd Couple. But as odd as it might be, two of these young ladies in our audience, almost 30 years ago, I served on the board of the Pregnancy Center when Penny Greco was there. That's been almost 30 years ago. As a result, I have 3 adopted children. And I wanted you all to know this very short statement that Steve's going to ask you all a question. We do recognize pro-life this month by making a statement that we believe that people in Will County want protection for their babies, and we all believe that they want to be kept alive. Mr. Balich.
At this time, me and Herb would ask any county board member that believes in protection of babies born alive to please stand and say, I agree.
Repeat.
I ask all the county board members that agree in protection for babies born alive to please stand and say, I agree. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any other comments by county board members?
Thank you. Well, we all know now that October is Respect Life Month. And as we reflect on that, I'd like to share an excerpt from the Respect Life Journal, Christ is Our Hope, in every season of life. From the time we are knit together in our mother's wombs until we take our final breaths, each moment of our lives is a gift from God. While every season of life brings its own challenges and trials, each season also gives us new opportunities to grow in our relationship with God. Today, the gift of life is threatened in countless ways. Those who are most vulnerable, rather than receiving the protection they deserve, are all too often seen as a burden and as expendable. As new attacks on human life continue to emerge, we can be tempted to despair. But Christ instead offers us unfailing hope. For this reason, a woman experiencing a difficult pregnancy can find the strength to welcome her precious child into the world. A man facing a terminal diagnosis can see the end of his earthly life is only the beginning of eternal life with Christ. These comments reflect many of the strong feelings I have in respecting life. Recently, a study published in September 1 in the issue of British Journal of Psychiatry reported that about 827,000 women have an abortion in the U.S. every year. This is a staggering number of abortions. We see the world trend, countries such as Ireland and Australia legalizing abortion and shamelessly celebrating before their people. States in the USA are Planned Parenthood is targeting minority communities and opening up new facilities. And our governor boasts to make Illinois the most progressive state in the union regarding abortions. But to respect life is to never give up. Our message is not one of hate, but one of love, and we're not afraid to share it. As we celebrate and recognize the wonder of all life, especially the unborn, I'd like to thank the Pregnancy Resource Center for coming today and sharing their message and showing us that there is a lot of good in the world and a lot of good works that are being done. And amazingly, they do it without any government funding. They're here in Joliet, and I'm very, very proud to have them as a part of our community. So thank you for all you do at the Pregnancy Resource Center. And I hope you will all remember to celebrate life, not just in October, but every day. And remember that every heartbeat matters. Thank you.
Thank you. Camille?
I got a couple of things just to bring forward. First of all, I want to inform the entire board that on November 5th at 12:30 after Capitol, we will be doing a health department tour. As you know, it's coming along very nicely. I'd like to bring the entire board out there. You're all welcome. Same thing on November 12th. We'll be having another tour at 11:30 for the animal control. And last but not least, Larry, I know if you're watching, to a man that I've respected for many decades working with him. I know we've been on opposite sides of a lot of the boats at many times, but I'm telling you, my friend, I'm pulling for you, and I look forward to seeing you back here soon. I know you did a very good job, but I'm really looking forward to seeing you get out there and sit back.
Me too. Mr. Chair.
Yes, hi. I wanted to thank the Plainfield students for their comments on the need to expand public transportation in the permanent routes. I have been, again, an advocate for public transportation, so please keep this in mind when we're discussing a dedicated funding source for our roadways through the motor fuel tax that would allow us to move more RTA funds over. Also, the GM workers from Bolingbrook as well as across the nation have come to a tentative agreement, so this will protect 9,000 jobs as well as work towards permanent status. However, today the Chicago teachers went on strike, so I'm wearing red to support them. They're looking for class size and more prep time, so we can all look at that here, even in our own district. District 86 had a rally at their own teachers here in Joliet because they're also having issues with their contracts. The gentleman asked about marijuana. Is he still here? Okay, so I have no issue going on record saying that I support the zoning of marijuana in Will County and the taxing of it, 3% in the cities and 3.75% in the unincorporated areas, and I will be asking the board to push towards that when that vote finally comes in front of us. The last thing is I wanted to make a statement about the babies born alive. That's a political statement. It does not reflect the current laws that we have, nor necessarily the members of people who did not stand today. So I want to remind people that we have to follow Illinois law and federal law. We can't just arbitrarily decide that we're going to ban something in this county. We're not home rule, and we did take an oath to uphold those constitutions. Lastly, birth control over the counter or support for daycares and pre-Ks, family paternal and maternal leave are things that would really help push people towards wanting to support their families. So I look forward to seeing everyone who stood today to work with our legislative committee to voice your issues on how we can make sure that we have birth control over the counter, make sure that we're funding our teachers, make sure we're getting money to daycare, and preferably having maternal leave and maternal leave so mothers and fathers can stay home with their kids and give them the best opportunity. So other than that, I'd ask that these non-county board issues, the political issues that push only to divide us, that we stay focused on what can help our residents in the area. Thank you.
Mr. Neer.
I'd like to thank Rachel for her comments. Thank you very, very much. I also want to mention the GM workers, remind everyone that we have a food bank going. I want to thank Board Member Gould for his donation and Board Member Harris for his donation. We are still trying to help these workers. It is going to take them a very long time to recover from this strike. It was a nationwide strike. The 80 employees that work in Bolingbrook were severely affected, and certainly would continue to push all of you to assist those folks with their lives, with their babies' lives, by donating in a large amount to our food pantry. Thank you.
Fritz.
Thank you, Country. Not only is it Respect Life Month in October, obviously breast cancer awareness, I think we're all aware. It's also Clergy Appreciation Month, so I would like to express appreciation for Pastor Brooks, our other clergy, and the clergy that come in here every month to help us recognize that we are reliant on a higher power. Thank you.
Thanks, Rich. We take donations too.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Everybody's talking about October, but something in November. As a combat veteran affiliated with our Will County Veterans Assistance Commission, I want to take this time to formally invite everybody here today to the Will County Veterans Day ceremony. It will be at 10 a.m. on November 11th at the Rialto Theater, so it'll be inside this year, which is a great change. Pretty brisk on November 11th usually. There will be a free reception following the ceremony at the Route 66 Joliet Museum. There will be refreshments provided by Blue Taco, military displays, and community providers. So I urge you all to please come out and celebrate the service and sacrifice of all veterans living and deceased at this event. And I also want to mention there is an opportunity to volunteer as a greeter to greet veterans as they arrive and pass out stars from starsforourheroes.org beginning at 9 a.m. You can contact the Will County United Way to sign up for that, and this information will also be emailed out via staff. So, thank you.
Ms. Conlon?
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, since we had a great discussion about PACE and Metro, I wanted to point out that the PACE 2020 budget public hearing for Will County takes place on Monday, October 21st from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Joliet Public Library. So if you want to be part of that conversation, obviously there's a lot more to be said there. Secondly, my second point is that I wanted to bring attention to and notice the passing of Congressman Elijah Cummings, who was a leader in the civil rights movement for many years, and he died, I believe, unexpectedly overnight. So, you know, our thoughts and hopes are with his family and his congressional fellows. Thirdly, I would like to mention the situation, the status of abortion in Ireland was brought up, and many people know that I lived in Ireland for 3 years. And one of my roommates was a doctor, and he worked at a hospital, and one of his colleagues was a woman named Savita Kalpanarvar. In 2016, I believe, Savita suffered an incomplete miscarriage. It was a baby she wanted. It was a baby she hoped to have. She was not granted an abortion after an incomplete miscarriage. She was not granted an abortion because it was not legal. Savita then died owing to a septic miscarriage. The case of abortion is complex, and to reduce it to simple terms is an egregious sin against life. While everyone is entitled to their own personal decision about whether or not to get an abortion, to bring it to a board that has nothing to do with whether or not we can legislate abortion is a pure and simple political tactic. It's reprehensible, and it's deeply offensive to women and to their male allies. You are certainly entitled to express your opinion, but the manner in which this was raised and the falsehoods that continue to be spread about this issue are again an affront to life, an affront to truth, and an affront to democracy.
Well, I definitely would agree with you that the case of abortion is complex. But I think all too often we haven't had open and honest conversations. And the lines get blurred and the truth gets blurred. So with that, I just want to say thank you to the folks that came up from the Pregnancy Resource Center. What I heard is a compassion in your voice and a determination to assist those people in our community that are truly looking for help. And we throw around the term choice often, and it usually pertains to one side of the equation or one side of the argument. So I want to thank you for being there for that choice decision that's being made. And I want to thank you for serving our community and our constituents. Thank you.
Mr. Balich?
Yes, first of all, I'm not thank Herb Brooks. It took a lot of courage for him to stand up for life. And when I hear the girls talking about this stuff as being political, we were talking about a baby that's born alive being allowed to die or be killed.
I'm not a girl, and for the record, I'm a doctor.
Whatever, I don't know what you are. I don't pay attention to you. All right, but here's the problem. What we were talking about is babies born alive. I don't care who you are, you gotta realize it's wrong to kill a baby that's born alive. It's not about abortion, it's about killing a live human being. And he's a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and we probably disagree on tons and tons of things. But morally and ethically, we agree it's wrong to kill a live baby. It's a live human being. If you ask Jim Glasgow, he'll say it's breaking the law. And it's going on in the hospitals. It's been going on since the early 2000s that I know of. And I find it appalling that it's being called political. It's about a live human being. It's not a political issue.
Berkowitz.
As I stated in a previous meeting, the subject, it is no longer a social issue, not when the taxpayers are being forced to pay for it. So in correction, we are all entitled to our own choices, to our own determination of what is moral, what isn't. But it is not fair to make everyone pay for something that they do not support. And that's what has happened with this. Is there an argument about that? I don't know. I just know that the taxpayer is paying for this. So I think that's fairly accurate.
Mr. Ballard?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify something that was said earlier. For everybody to understand that motor fuel tax is a dedicated source. We do have funding. We have funding sources outside of the motor fuel tax. It's from the state with the RTA tax, and we will be getting a bond payout over the next 6 years for funding our roads. Will County is not, and I know our director of the department, Jeff Rummel, we do the very best that we can with all the money that is allocated to us. That is very important to us, the safety of our residents. Many of the roads you hear issues about are not county roads. You hear I-80 and I-55, and we have always supported anything to get additional funding for those. That Nick has gone out there and been fighting for grants and local bridge and everything like that. So I don't want anyone to be confused. There is a dedicated funding source, and the only thing that I would like to add to that is that there comes a point in time we need to look at our constituents and say, when is enough enough? Because how much can we tax? Because the residents can only afford so much. I know that senior citizens living in the mobile home communities in my district are limited on their money, and their rents keep going up every year for the ratio of the HOA, and the rents for just having a mobile home on the property. So they are limited income, and they need to get to locations that are outside of that. So we need to really consider what impact that us, our county passing an additional tax increase to them, how that would impact them. I think it's detrimental. So I think it's a progressive tax, and we really need to look at that. And we should not say we need a dedicated funding source. We have a dedicated funding source. Thank you.
Ms. Rice?
I just want to comment on today's request to stand in support of something or not support of something. Me not standing or standing isn't necessarily a reflection of my views on a very complicated and complex thing. I absolutely embrace life, but I hope that we don't start the precedence of, out of the blue, asking board members to stand for something or not stand for something. I think we have a process here. It's vote-driven, it's committee-driven, and I
feel in particular disrespected that I would be asked to take my views and either stand and look one way or sit and look another way. I think it's complicated, and if we're going to come from the area of respect, dialogue, communication, clarity, and process is all part of this. And I think this is the first time on the board that I have felt clearly disrespected in what I was asked to do as a county board member. I hope that together we can say we have to come from a place of respect if we're going to give respect. And I hope that this isn't a precedent, and I have every respect for every speaker that came out today, just not what I was asked to do.
Well said. Thank you. Have one announcement here. The Regional Education Office is moving between today and tomorrow. The new address will be 116 North Chicago Street, Suite 400. That's in the Rialto Square building. So upstairs in that building, the Regional Office of Education is moving back downtown. Not in this building, but downtown, so it'll be easy to access. I think we've heard from every county board member just about today, but we'll have some announcements by the majority leader. Jerry?
Thank you, Speaker Winfrey. Every time October would come around in the past, I used to think of Halloween and Oktoberfest. And my focus has changed since my wife had a bout with breast cancer. The only thing I would say is her doctors are very good. Her doctor said, you're not a survivor until you pass away from something else. So that means their philosophy is to stay vigilant, stay up on all of your testing, and stay alive. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Majority leader, Mr. Frizzle.
I'll be quick. First, there's a fundraiser to replace wheelchair lift for our disabled vets. That's Saturday the 16th at Kidney Post 367 on Orchard Drive in Joliet. I think everybody's getting a copy of this, so here's some of that. I do want to thank all of those people that respect life. This month is National Italian American Heritage Month and Polish American Heritage Month. So since I'm both, when you go home tonight, you have a nice bowl of pasta bazool with some wonkies on the side. I do want to thank everybody that came today in support of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we mentioned earlier about National Energy Awareness Month. I do want to congratulate my partner Steve and becoming one of the first to use the county program to go solar on his home. So we now will call him Solar Steve since Solar Santa's left. And I know Mark mentioned Halloween briefly. You know, it's a tough time at Halloween. It's getting dark out. The kids are all over the place. There's a lot of good programs, trunk or treat programs, a lot of local churches, a lot of villages are running them now. So, you know, if you encourage families with young kids to get more candy than they can possibly eat in a month of Sundays, it's a great event for them to go to, and they're all over. Just about every village is have something going on like this. It's a great way rather than them roaming around the streets on Halloween night. So if you can encourage families to do that, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll just say that I'm especially moved to the month of October for breast cancer. I'm the daughter of a woman who died at 47 from breast cancer. I'm also a person who's had 2 lumpectomies for breast cancer and still here. So it's especially meaningful to me. So I encourage anyone, male and female, because men are also affected, to be consistent, conscientious about having the necessary checkups and paying attention to any strange spots, lumps, whatever, so that you can stay with us. Even if we don't agree with you, we don't have to be. So we want you to stay healthy. We do have a need for executive session today. We have quite a few items. So we're going to call the roll and then we'll take a short break.
And the purpose of executive session is pending litigation, personnel,